Hello and welcome back to the HCCTV Student Lounge. This is a show that by HCC students for HCC students to give our opinions in news, entertainment, and what's going on in your school. My name is Caragon. So today we have Carolina back. She decided to come back for us, and apparently Benjamin lost his place. I'm sorry, Benjamin. But how are you today, Carolina? It's good to have you back.
Hi, Kaya. It's so good to be back. I just took some time off and I'm back and recharged. And Benjamin did a great job, so he can come here anytime. We are also joined today by Benjamin, Vincent, Josh, Andres, Kennard, and Eric. And we will also be joined by our guest, Juan, Zane, Crawford, who is here to talk about real estate. But first, let's move into our top three news of the week. Amazon Prime Day is about to start. Prime Day, which was originally scheduled for July, but it was postponed due to the pandemic, starts at midnight Pacific time and 3 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, October 13th, and runs through Wednesday, October 14th. So tomorrow, and by the time you see this, it might have passed already. But do you have Prime, Kyle?
I do have Amazon Prime. Actually, I'm a little upset because so apparently you can only have a student Prime for 4 years. So Amazon told me, oh, we decided to inform you. We're gonna need to let you go, and now you're gonna need to pay full price for it. So I was like, no, I'm still a student. You can't tell me that. But I love Amazon Prime, and actually, it's like a Black Friday pretty much. They have a lot of good prices and things like that. But I don't want to tell too much because we're not being paid by them to sponsor. So, but it's a good opportunity. I buy pretty much everything, including books. Books are really cheap. I rent books from there too. Because the bookstore sometimes a little bit. Anyways.
Well, I'm a fan. I love Amazon. And Kyle, that's so weird because in my case, I've been studying for a long time. And when it expired the time, I talked to them and there was an option that I could extend it. So you might want to look into that because you can still take the advantage of the student prime. Okay?
Okay, I'll take a look into that. Thank you.
Well, we also have Zumba, Deep Stretch, and Turk fitness classes hosted by the Recreational Sports all October 2020 here at HCC. So this is like blow mind. Right now, they're having these virtual events and they're having drive-through movies. They had Coco recently in a far campus from my place, but they're having these new events and you have to take advantage of this. You can email sports@hccs.edu for more full schedule and Zoom links and the password to get inside. So are you going to schedule this, Kaya?
I already actually enrolled for the twerk class. I'm so excited to shake my booty.
Okay, I want to see that. Okay, so this last news is about young adults like you and me that are speeding up their home purchases. Born between 1981 and 1997, millennials make up the largest generation in the US history. And we are now, very eager to buy, many surveys say. So young adults are embracing more virtual options. And I've already seen in some of the apps how you can filter with what you like, what you dislike, prices, and all of this. And since we're taking this advantage of these new technologies, the options of the house hunt has been incredibly better for us. The pandemic has postponed them to do even more of the home search online, pursuing listing photos, videos, researching properties, and evaluating neighborhoods. So, Kyle, what do you think about this? Have you recently checked out those options?
No, I have not, but I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's a lot of responsibility. Buying a house or even looking to it, it's a lot of responsibility. But at some point, I want to know. First, I need to figure out where I will buy my house, because I think that's also a thing. I'm gonna stay in Houston. I'm gonna move to somewhere else. I'm gonna go to Colorado. And first I need to find my place, and then buy the house.
Yeah, most of us here in the team, we live in rent apartments, and the plan is to keep renting. But one of my goals is to, if I decide to stay here in Houston, which I think I will, I would like to start saving for that house and and get it as soon as possible. But wow, now this news, now let's begin our, since I spoke about this news, we're not going to talk about our first topic, the how to get your dream home and how we're going to get there. So how do you think you're going to get your dream house whenever you can, Kyle?
You know, like my thoughts when it comes to that changed a lot. First, I wanted to have a house by the beach, you know, like wake up with a beautiful, you know, view. And I think I still want to have that. But at the same time, I've been thinking a lot about the van life. You know, those people there, they buy a van or like RV and they change the whole, you know, literally become a house and you can travel anywhere you want. So you have a mobile home. And I think it's really cool to be able to travel, for example, to Colorado and travel all over the USA. And a lot of people are doing money with that now. They do like photography and video, you know, in my area. And that's what I like to do. So I think at some point I want to experience that. You know, the only thing that concerns me is when you have a house like this, you cannot really have like too much stuff. And I have a lot of stuff, like a lot. You know, I don't know where I would be able to put all that in a place like this. So that's my only concern. I wanted to have a big house so I can fit everything that I want, you know. And yeah, I mean, so I don't really have like a dream house for now. I want to try different things, you know, but at some point, you know, I think especially when you have the money, that's when things start being real. You know, when you have the money, it's really hard to figure out like what you want. So, but that's how it works. You know, you gotta work towards your dream, and you know, and for sure it's gonna be something expensive because I think that's the reality. Most people's dreams is like expensive stuff. So, you know, work hard, study hard, and at some point we're gonna get there. So I'd like to hear from people here what are their dream home and what they're doing for it. So let's start with you, Benjamin.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I'm already in my dream home. My parents are filthy rich. I come from a line of, no, I'm kidding. I would, if I were to have my dream home, I would like it to have a room like this. This is obviously a virtual, like a little background, so it's not my real house, I wish. But you know, I want a house with like multiple rooms, multiple restrooms, but then comes the idea of like, what if like you start hearing noises, and living in a big house is kind of scary because you never know what's going on in like the left wing of the house or the right wing of the house. So realistically speaking, that would be my dream house. But in real terms, the more I notice, and I am in the market for a house, I've been looking at like, you know, you see 2-story houses and they're cool and everything, but you spend more money on energy like electricity and stuff, because then you have to like power the AC for all these rooms that you might not even be using at the end of the day. So, you know, you gotta think practical, but you know, that's kind of what I want. That's the only specific room that I'm looking in. It's like a game room, something like this.
I agree with you, Benjamin. My dream home, I would want to have like an arcade room in my home as well. But for me, my dream home, I would want to have like a pretty big house, because I would want to do everything with my family. Like every week, I would want to have different type of events at my home with my family that I could share with. So I want to have a bowling alley, an arcade room, like a pool table room, stuff like that with billiards, and like a pool outside, a big backyard where we can barbecue and swim in the pool. And me and my family, we're very competitive. So I have a big basketball court too. So we'll do like a family basketball game as well. So that would be like my dream home. And what I would do to get to that point is just continue working and being ambitious and striving to get to reach my goals that I want to achieve in life. And also learn many things about buying a home that I need to, that I don't know as of right now. So that's what I would do to get my dream home.
Well, for my dream home, I've always wanted to have a big enough house for my, have a nice weight room for my weights so I can do my workouts every single day. Also, with me being a filmmaker, I want to also have an area to write my scripts and everything and store them at. It's good to be working hard. If you have a dream, you can work hard at that dream. That way you can be able to afford a nice big house for your girlfriend, your wife, for your family, whatever you're working for in the future. So my house, whether it be a mansion or an estate or just somewhere like a penthouse, would be very happy for me to be having something of that size. So that's kind of the way I would try to picture my dream house.
Well, I totally agree with you guys, especially with Kennard. I mean, I would love to spend, like, the house for me is the place where I want to spend the most time with my family. So every time I invite them, I want everyone to have like their things to do. So basketball, volleyball, barbecue, a pool, all of that. I would love to have that. And I mean, dream big, right? If you also want to tell us what you think about this topic, you can comment over here and let us know what's your dream house. Well, let's move on into Kaio's special guest. Who do you have for today, Kaio?
So today we have Juan, Zane, Crawford, and he's the real estate program coordinator here at HCC. So we want to ask him some questions related to the topic since we're all so excited about it. Let's hear from him, and maybe he can help us to find our dream home. Who knows? How are you today?
I am having a blessed and fantastic day. How are you?
We're doing great too, and even better now to have you here. So let's start.
I was listening to what everybody said.
So let's start. Can you tell me a little bit about the program that you are the coordinator? Like, what's real estate at HCC? It's just like how to sell houses, or it's way deeper than that?
Right now, and I'm going to be a little bit redundant, so be patient. The 3 things you can do at HCC. The first thing is you can take the 6 classes needed to get your real estate license. Principles of Real Estate 1, Principles of Real Estate 2, Law of Agency, Law of Contract, Contract Forms of Addenda, and Real Estate Finance. You can take those 6 courses to get your real estate license, or number 2, you can take the 6 courses to get your real estate license plus co-op to actually learn how to make money in real estate. Or you can take the 6 to get your license plus 14 others to actually get an associate's degree in real estate. Those are the 3 options that you have at HCC. And I mean, it's phenomenal. I've been a real estate broker right now. I've been in real estate since 2005 for 15 years. And I've been a broker since 2007. And it's just phenomenal.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know there were so many different things. Like for me, it was just one thing, real estate, boom. There you go. So it's cool to know there's different niches and like different divisions of it. And since you've been so long in real estate, tell me a little bit about like during this, COVID-19 situations, how is the market? Is it worse? It's, better than expected?
The market's doing fine, but it's a seller's market, not a buyer's market. That means that whenever a house is up for sale, there will be multiple offers on that house. So you bid to buy that house. You say, this is the house I want to buy. Not, well, let me just see what they're going to say. Because by the time you see what they're going to say, somebody else has already got the house. So that's one thing. The second thing is that there are a lot of new home builders building right now. Because with COVID, nobody wants somebody else coming into their house. COVID, nobody wants to go into somebody else's house. And so with those things said, now you have a lot of new builds. The builder is coming in, I want something that nobody's lived in. And that's a huge market here. Plus, we're doing a lot more virtual. So we have showings virtual, listings virtual, so that you want to see something where I don't have to go out. I think that they get more work out of us because it takes me 2 minutes to get to work. I gotta come upstairs to my office. It takes me 2 minutes to get home. I gotta go downstairs. But so that they get more work out of us, but they're more virtual. This is my 3rd Zoom meeting this morning, or today. This is my 3rd Zoom meeting today. So average day is going to have, more Zoom meetings, which will allow you to look at more houses. It'll allow you to have more people look at your house if you're selling it.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. Well, actually, Eric is going to ask some details about the virtual, how does that work, so you can get in detail with him. So I want to just ask one thing, since you're talking about COVID-19. Since people are working from home now, are they looking for different types of homes, like maybe like bigger house or like more office space? Like how are they looking to it right now?
It has to have an office. So before, we have now it has to have an office, or it has to have a bedroom that we can make an office, so that, we can't need 3 bedrooms and buy a house with 3 bedrooms. If we need 3 bedrooms, we got to buy a house with 4 bedrooms. Because we have to be able to work. And here, my wife has an office because she works at home. I have an office. That's taking up 2 bedroom spaces in our house. And that's important now to be able to realize that. And then you're paying more for electricity because everybody's always home, and and you got to make sure you got high-speed internet, because those are the things that we didn't think about that now we think about.
So yeah, so it's actually, brings some like, I think that things are going to start to improve. For example, like the internet, that's something that we need more than ever. So I think that based on our needs, things are going to start to changing. And another thing too, since not necessarily need to be driving to work anymore, that expand maybe the possibilities of you having your housing out of place. You don't need to have something that's like 15 minutes from your job. You can have a house that's maybe an hour away, if you keep working from home. So
if you're working from home, absolutely.
So there is that aspect too, right? You can pretty much.
Absolutely, we see, we see that, but the internet and things like that. My son is downstairs right now taking Taekwondo online. Because he's online, and so we've done it online. This summer he took chess online. He took summer school online. That's our new reality.
Eric, do you want to ask him something?
So there's a lot of talk right now about the virtual real estate. People talking about going to a home instead of going to a home. They're going to look at a home through a computer. And some people say that that's not the same as actually going to an actual house and looking at the actual house. So would you encourage your students when they get out into the market to kind of pursue the virtual real estate, or would you prefer have them advised to take the regular approach? I know that the customers, whether they're people want to buy a house, have different opinions about that kind of aspect. So what's your opinion?
Well, like with my co-op course, we have virtual. So there's going to be a lot of things where people don't want to go into an office because of COVID. People want to be able to work virtually. I saw something, and I can tell you this, I saw something last week that I had never seen before. And I'm real good about telling students when I see something. It was a house and it was virtually staged. I never saw a virtual stage. And so virtual staging of the house meant that there were two pictures. You would see the picture of the room empty, and then you see the picture of the room with everything in it. And I got that from one of my students who is doing virtual co-op. They have, we got 20 hours a week for 16 weeks, 320 hours that you have to put in for the whole semester, and they're doing it virtual. And they were showing me an open house that was a virtual open house, and I was like, that's something that, here we go, myself and my company, that's something we're going to use to be able
Very
to
interesting.
a house out there.
Well, for a student that's from HCC in real estate, how would they start their career? Where should they start first, in your opinion?
Well, we offer something, people like they can get their real estate license at Champions or real estate license over here. We offer something that no other real estate school offers. We offer that real estate co-op. That means that we put them in an office that they have to work for 20 hours a week. They don't get paid, but they have to learn. And in the semester, it was all about how much more information can you share with somebody? And can we talk about things that you didn't even know that you didn't know? And so then I have the students that are really getting a whole lot out of the co-op, and a whole lot now out of the virtual. There's a really good book, and I just want to say this real quick. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? And it talks about what happens when your cheese moves. Do we wait on the cheese? They're not bringing the cheese back, dude. You need to move with the cheese. And so as the cheeses move virtual, then embrace that, learn it.
Very fascinating. There's a lot of talk right now about something called staging. What's your take on that topic?
They're staging now a virtual staging of a house that I had never seen before. I'd never seen them stage a house virtually, but now they can stage a house virtually. And you can see the whole house with furniture in it that you didn't think. I was like, oh, really? Yes. Staging it virtually. As opposed to, when I saw that, never again will I ever go and have somebody stage and actually put furniture into a vacant house for me, because I'm trying to sell it, because I'm trying to show potential buyers, this is what it could look like. Even though it's vacant right now, this is what it could look like. Now that I know we can do that virtually, oh my goodness, great.
Very interesting. Thank you, sir.
What other questions? Any other questions out there?
I think we're good in questions right now, but I like what you just said about staging. You know, I was curious because I do know we're actually gonna have interior design in a week from now. We're gonna have it in not this show, the other show. We're gonna have an interior design. So I think that's important because we wanted to see what's the biggest difference, you know, between you and how you guys work together. So you're pretty much saying that, you know, the important part of you working with interior design is maybe to creating a set, you know, like a house, as you said, how would you look if I buy a house like this? And that probably changed some people's view, right? Because it's one thing to see the house empty, another thing to see the house with like really nice furniture and nice decoration. So how important is that?
That's very important. You know, I kind of tie that back to, I listened to what everybody was saying about their dream home at the beginning of the show. And yes, that's good. However, you need to work on your starter home. That's more realistic than thinking that you're going to move from an apartment into your dream home. No, you can move from there into a starter home. That's going to allow you to build some equity, going to allow you to have something that is your own, going to allow you the tax breaks, the things that you get that you don't get from an apartment. And when people stay in an apartment because they're waiting on that dream home, no, dude, that's like standing at home plate and never swinging the bat because you're trying to hit a home run. No, hit a first, hit a single, hit a double, hit a triple, get on base. Don't try to hold them. I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna get that home run. No, dude, that's not the one to go for.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here today. I think we learned a lot, and you know, you see, guys, we gotta start working on our future. It starts slow. We cannot just, I'm gonna buy $1 million house tomorrow, you know, but we will get there at some point. Thank you so much, Juan, for being here. I think we learned a lot. So what's going on now, Carolina?
Well, yeah, thank you so much for that advice. and yeah, I actually love watching those how the designers compete, and they have different scenarios. So for example, they have like these houses for a purpose that they want to rent for this market target. So they tell them, and they have a brief, and they have to design it for that purpose. So it's usually the purpose of the client. So they have to do it for the client, but they have to decorate it and everything. It's so cool. But well, let's move on into our gaming section. Vincent, what news are out that you want to tell us about?
Hey gamers, it's Vincent again, but this time I'm coming at you from the real world. Alright, so this week has been pretty exciting for games. Mortal Kombat 11 players are getting 3 new DLC characters. We have Rain, another ninja, Melina, a character people have been asking for, and John Rambo from the Rambo films. It would be pretty interesting to see Sylvester Stallone come back to his role, but this time in a video game, so that's pretty cool. Next, we have Sega's 60th anniversary this week. You can find games as much as 95% off on Steam, and also Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for free on Steam. So get those sales while you can. All right, back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Vincent, for those news for our gamers out there. If you're a gamer, just comment on the video so we know that you're watching us, that you want more of this section. And let's move into our next section, entertainment. So what shows are out, guys, that you want to talk to us about?
Well, Carolina, I want to talk about the movie Mortal Engines. Mortal Engines is a dark fantasy that was produced by Peter Jackson. It has to do with entire cities that move on wheels. These cities consume other cities and they become bigger cities. It's a very interesting new original idea, and entire movie's basically built on the idea of a new kind of real estate. I think it's perfect for this topic. It's a pretty dark and serious movie. It's very sci-fi-ish, but I think that the entire family can probably enjoy it. So if you're into real estate and sci-fi, this is definitely a movie for you. Again, it's called Mortal Engines. It came out in 2018, and it's definitely about 2 hours, but it's a good movie, so I would enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eric. So today I want to share with you, actually shared in the past, but I want to share it again today because it's related to the topic. So I want to share the most extraordinary homes in the world. And it's a Netflix show, and it's amazing because it shows like really, really, really nice homes around the world, especially in Europe. So they have Spain, and it has some, like, when you think about like extraordinary, you imagine just something big, but it's actually more than just that. They have like different type of architecture and the way the houses are situated and where they are. There's one that's in the middle of the mountain, and it's really cool the way it looks. So it's good because it gives you a different perspective. It's something that you're not used to see. And that after you watch the show, you may even change your dream home. So all of you guys should definitely check out to make sure that you know what's your dream home, okay? So yeah, that's it for me. And I hope you guys watch it because, again, it's one of my favorite documentaries on Netflix. Because especially before you go to sleep, like, put it to watch it because it's so, like, you're dreaming of those houses and all that. It's pretty cool.
Today I want to recommend a movie from 2009. It's a comedy, it's a funny movie about that business, about real estate. So the movie is starring by Paul Rudd. It's the story about a real estate agent that he moved to LA and he want to be the best real estate agent in LA. So it's a very funny movie when you can see all the different situations about the real estate business. And he has to sell a big house from a very famous actor from Hollywood. So he had different situations and very funny situations. And in that movie, you can see reference about open houses, marketing strategies, and how he has to make business with the different clients. It's a very good movie about real estate.
The show The Vanilla Ice Project from the DIY Network. You might know Vanilla Ice from the 90s hit Ice Ice Baby. And what you probably didn't know is that he turned his one-hit wonder career into his own little real estate empire. So each season they take a mansion, and instead of improving the whole thing in just one episode, each season is just that mansion, and each episode breaks down a single room. So one episode will be he's working on the kitchen, the next episode he's working on the bedroom, and so on. So it's kind of an interesting look at how, like, someone who was famous turned into a completely different career, and he's made that his own little enterprise.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Josh. So guys, before y'all leave, don't forget to stick to the end. So today we're not going to show a meme. We're going to actually show a video that Vincent made it about real estate. So stick to the end to check that out, okay? And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. We will see you on the next time on the Student Lounge.
Hello, you must be here looking for a home. Let's go look at a few options. Come with me. First, bird sanctuary. If you're a fan of birds, we got them. What, you don't like ducks? It's okay, guys, he didn't mean that. Okay, on to the next location. Welcome to the Cat Cafe. Maybe cats are more suitable to your tastes. I mean, who could say no to those eyes? Plus, we have a fully remodeled open floor plan to suit all your needs. Not liking this either, you say? Allergies, you say? Okay, fine. I have one last place to show you. Here is a 2-story, 3-bedroom house, fully furnished and remodeled. What's wrong with the house, you ask? Well, I forgot to mention that this house is haunted by a ghost.
Hey, what are you doing in my house?
Ah, it's the ghost!